it looks like Warner Brothers is about to put good money after bad, and they're going to do it in the weirdest place where they just had a massive failure. They're going to dump it into Batman. Now, I know that sounds a little harsh, and usually we're a little more positive, and we'll try to be, but do we really need a remake of Batman Arkham Asylum? And do we need it from Rocksteady? Let's talk about it on That Game Plays. Hi, friends. It's me, CC, here with the man of the hour, Stone Cold Loki. How you doing, Loki?
Doing pretty good, Culture. That was some crazy news. Batman's one of my favorite characters. They're gonna remake Arkham. How are they gonna are they gonna use the original? I have so many questions. Original voice cast? Are they completely remaking everything? What is going on today?
I don't know, but we get some great information. Of course, John wrote the article today for an amazing, just an absolutely amazing article from Vera Dark about, well, let's look at it. Arkham Asylum. That's right. Rocksteady and Warner Brothers are going to remake it after the squad killed the Justice League's financial disaster. Let's just say it plainly, Loki. A bomb. They dropped the bomb. They did.
They dropped the ball.
They set them up the bomb is what they did. Someone set us up the bomb. I would say it would be any of those woke folks that work for them. But anyway, so Warner Brothers Games and Rocksteady are rumored to be working on a remake from the ground up. And the latest rumor comes from YouTuber Vera Dark, who wrote on X. Rocksteady is adding Deathstroke and the real Batman, the one that we wanted to see, into the Squad Kill the Justice League game for the last two seasons. That's it, the last two seasons. Why? Because they're trying to bring people, they're desperate, according to the article, to get players back in the game. It's too late. Nobody's going to come back. And Warner Brothers recently spoke about franchises they'd like to focus on. DC, specifically Batman, was mentioned. Well, of course it was. Loki, Batman is the most popular DC character to date, right?
Yes, Batman is the most popular DC character to date. It's one of their biggest IPs. It should be the crown jewel in the crown at DC and Warner Brothers for their comics division. Of course, that would be huge.
It would be, absolutely. And look, she went on to say that the same sources that told her about some layoffs that were incoming some months ago, and they were right. And, of course, a lot of us had heard that. They tell me that they've internally greenlit a remake of Arkham Asylum and will potentially be continuing the Arkhamverse. Now, here's where you get your answers, maybe, Loki, with the Origins voice cast.
That makes no sense. Use the original audio you have. You've got all this great voice talent already done, already finished. All of it's been recorded. Do you know how much production you could cut out and save just by using the original voices? And I know some of you are going to go, well, all those people aren't with us anymore. You could still have the rights to those voices. So you've just got to worry out how you're going to use that and who you make the deal with and who's going to make the money. But you don't have to spend the time recording all new voice tracks. That doesn't make any sense for a game that honestly isn't that old.
Actually, the game is pretty much perfect as far as I'm concerned. And if they needed to remake it just for the graphics and maybe some different cutscenes, they own all the actors' performances. All those voice actor performances, even some lines we didn't hear, repeats of lines in a different way. I mean, obviously, VoiceCast records voices in multiple different ways that could be used accordingly for a given scene, depending upon how a director wants to approach it. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me that you would go out and get fresh voices or use the Origins voices when you, as you mentioned, already have some great voices there. So I'm with you. Apparently, this isn't the first time. Obviously, we heard this rumor that Rocksteady is returning to Batman. They need to. Back in September, Special Nick shared that the company was working on a Batman game. Well, they're always kind of, I think Warner Bros. Is always kind of working on a Batman game. Batman for DC is like Spider-Man for Marvel. It's like you have the two faces of the quote unquote franchises at that point. Used to be Superman, it used to be intermittent with Superman. Now it's basically Batman because they don't know how to use Superman, but that's another conversation. So anyway, continuing on, it says, not sure why studio people's dream, not sure which studio people's dream is, but I heard Rocksteady are back making it. I also think Sony are trying to money hat it. LOL. Um, yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know that it matters all that much. Sony's trying to get back into the game all in one swing. They had a couple of catastrophes this last year. So maybe this is a makeup. Maybe this is an opportunity for them to pull a little money out of this. But yeah, it's pretty wild. Moving on, it says in response to another using casting doubt on it actually being a new game, he replied, "Not sure why you doubt it, but I heard new game. Well, maybe or a remake." As noted by Dark, though, she previously shared back in June that Warner Brothers was contemplating shutting down Rocksteady. I want to support Vera and say I heard the same thing. So
So did I.
it's not going to surprise me if that happens. The founders left, as she points out here, I think later in this, back in 2022, and I don't blame them. This game was going sideways fast. So she wrote that while I do not usually speak on insider information I receive, I think this one will we've all pieced together ourselves. Warner Brothers is internally talking about closing Rocksteady or having their 250 employees. Well, they did. And just last month, David Zaslav announced that the game lost them $200 million EBITDA, earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, etc., year over year. And amortization, by the way, if you wanted to know what A stood for. But I have heavily covered Warner Brothers games and Squad Kill the Justice League since release because of what it represented for Warner Brothers games and a beloved franchise, which was complete disaster. Loki, am I overstating just how badly the Squad did, or am I right on?
No, you're right on. Squad is an embarrassment. If you've seen any of the costumes, if you've seen any, you can see it right there. They want to try and be like a Fertner looter shooter game. It's not happening. They want PBE. It's not fun. They want this convoluted stuff with Batman doing all these crazy, nasty things. It wasn't worth it. No one liked the story. Very few people are still playing it. This has been an embarrassment for Warner Brothers, and they threw a lot of money behind this, and we're told, "Oh, it's going to be great. Things look great." How many times have we heard that lately? Culture, "Oh, it looks great. Everything looks great. Situation normal." When it's not, and the game comes out, and you're like, "Ugh, what is this? This. It's trash. It's pure trash that you just want to throw in the can and the bin and be done with and walk away from." These are not replayable games. And
No.
as long as they keep doing, as long as they keep selling like this, it's not going to work. These games aren't like this. These new games are not like Arkham. It's not like the Arkham trilogy where you can play them. I still go back every once in a while. I've got the 3D version of Arkham Asylum on PS3. I enjoy going back and playing those games, but I wouldn't if it was a complete slog and I was preached to the entire time about what I should be accepting, what I shouldn't be accepting. And look what they've done to classic characters like Freeze. All you have to do is look up Mrs. Freeze, Squad versus Justice, and you will see it for yourself. Look what they did to my girl.
Yeah,
Bit
and
like that one guy. Look what they did. Like, "Oh, Godfather, look what they did to my boy." That
that's
that
right.
it. Mm.
Well, we covered it. That's the other thing, right? We talked about it when it happened, and that's what I love doing this is we have a history of everything that we've talked about, including the fact that as we mentioned just a little while ago. And by the way, here on our channel, you don't have to take a barf, okay? Because I promise you that could possibly happen in a remake of this game. But we'll get back to it. But yeah, back in 2022, the co-founders bailed. They were just done. And Rocksteady is a shell of the company it used to be. And we saw this happen recently with Embracer Group and Volition. Volition just basically imploded on the Saints reboot game, which was trash. Companies with 30 years of experience just fold. So Warner Brothers may be planning to pull the plug on Rocksteady too. Look, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, back in 2016, I remember getting the Arkham VR game. I have it to go along with the VR headset. It was developed by Rocksteady, and the new version of that game, or new Arkham Shadow VR game, is being developed by Camouflage. So we'll have to see how this goes. Look, I'm going to give you some final thoughts here, or I'll ask for yours, Loki. Do you really want a game in this era from this studio that just delivered you something that lectured you the whole time, gave you pronouns and lots of other issues that came along with this mess, and visuals that were, well, frankly, off putting? Or do you want to wait until another studio comes along, or you have a better quality team that's working at Rocksteady?
We need quality, and we need a team that says we want to preserve the tone and feel of the game. We're going to do a little bit of update to the music. Use the voice cast you have. It's one of the best voice casts of any game they've ever come out with. Feel personally about anyone the way you do or not. Those games were voiced. It was A+ all the way on the voice cast. You need people that love and respect that before you let them near it, because you do not want a disaster like Squad versus Justice League. You want something that people are going to go, wow, they're back and it's better than ever. That's what you want. You do not want to mess with people's history in gaming. And that's exactly what they've been doing lately. So until they have a team that you can trust, that you know these people love this property, they're not just Kevin Smith and you. They actually love the property and they want to treat it with the love and respect it deserves. Do not mess with it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Loki. I'm really tired of this type of treatment for the characters that we all love. I want to see a good game with well developed, well thought out storylines and a character development that's consistent with the character that we all grew to love. But those are our thoughts. What are yours? Let us know what you think down in the comments section below. Are we overreacting to a new remake of Batman Arkham Asylum? Or maybe you think that we're wrong and Vera may be wrong, and this game might actually just be a brand new Batman game. Either way, do you feel comfortable with Rocksteady developing it? I'm not sure that I do, but let us know, as I said, down in the comments section below. Also, you're going to want to double check that you're still subscribed to the channel. There's been some shenanigans, and there's about 64% of the people that come and show up here that aren't. So double check. It's free, won't cost you a dime. And, while you're down there, hit the thumbs up button and share this video around. And as we always say, get your game on.